Hey everybody, welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be here. Sorry about yesterday not being here. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but we will persevere. All right. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the chat with VV Nation and let me know where you're tuning in from, just so that I can shout you out a little bit. Always appreciative of all the people that are here that support our channel. Hello, Fed Governor Glenn. Yeah, that's so not happening. So not happening. What else was I getting ready to say? Oh, if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, so that you'll be alerted to when new videos like this come out, even though this is a live stream. You'll be alerted when that happens. And if you like the content, by all means, folks, please hit the like button. Let me know if it's worth your time to be here. That's the big thing for me. Roya wants to look at a stock. Let me see. Today I might be able to. We'll see. IMPP. But a lot of what's going on today in the market is just the market is doing a complete 180 from what the market did yesterday. Before we get into that, the people that are here, and I love that we talk to people around the world. I have Sue here from the UK. Energy is here. Tyree from Spartanburg. Roger says, that's okay. I wasn't here either. Okay, well, that's good, Roger. I'm glad that you are here today. Raphael from Calgary, Say from California, Lee from Temecula. One of the places that I love in California is, for me, is always going to be the San Diego area. Temecula, I'm a big fan of that. We're going to talk about oil today, Mukesh. Definitely we're going to do that. All right. I can't see the people on Facebook. Joey is working on that, but it's all good. Once we get to the, oh, there it is. Can I take it? There it is. Ooh. I'm gonna let it go. There you go. All right, now I can take it. Let's move that. Yeah. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Oil is one of them. How many of you still in your oil plays? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you got out of your oil plays? Type a 2. I am one that got out of my oil plays right now, and I'm waiting for another opportunity to get back in. But it looks like a lot of people are on the one wagon that they're still in. I did pull out. A lot of people, I got some people now popping up on the twos. Facebook, what you got to say? All right. Oil, I still think is a good place to be in, but I got out and I'm going to wait, but I got an oil story today. Crick said stopped out. And a lot of what I got out of, I was primarily in San Juan Basin, SJT. I made a lot of money on it. And I took the money and ran. I ain't gonna lie. I took that money and I ran. I ran, Forrest, ran. All right. So, but I am still thinking that demand is high, supply is short. Oil is still a good place to be. Florida Key Vacation says, I am glad I bought an SPY put as soon as the dew turned down. Right now, my big play that's making money right now is the Qs. I'm in the SQQQ, all right, and it's outweighing all of my stocks that are going down. I've only got 3 core holdings right now, X-Rose being one of them. My other one is Diana Shipping, and I forget what the third one is. It was Hertz, but I got rid of it. I got a third stock. I don't remember what it is. But I'm in Diana Shipping still. I still think the shipping space is going to be hot while supplies are having issues. And, of course, I'm in X-Row. I'm taking a little bit of a beating on it. So SJT blew through my stop before I could get, I got out of mine, Roger. Prior to getting out of it about the stop, I looked at how much I made, and I started seeing some candlesticks start to pop up, and I got out. Christy said WTI is good. I don't disagree with that. Manju said also staying in GameStop, GME. I got you. That's still a big play for Patrick. I'm not in either one of the meme stocks at right now. I'm a fan of AMC. He's a fan of GME. And Orange says, "Did you sell your Amazon?" Yeah, I got out of Amazon. I got into it on the split, and it just wasn't doing right. It just wasn't doing right. And you know something? When it just ain't doing right, you gotta kick it to the curb. And I did. I did. I thought that the split on Amazon, I did a video. I think that it's still good. Just right now, the market's conditions are not conducive to the stock's price moving up. Talking about the market's conditions, look at what's going on in the market. All of the main indices are down today, big time. Oh, we got somebody that just subscribed to the channel. Thank you for that. Who was that? That was Lewis. Thank you for that. And all of the main indices are down in excess of, man, let me go bring up my home page over here so I can see it. Oops, it's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Everything. Look at that. The Dow is down 780 points. The Nasdaq down again another 4% today. The S&P is down, pushing 3.5%, and our VectorVest composite is down 3.5% as well. All of our top sectors are down today, with petroleum leading the way to the downside. So someone asked me for my thoughts on petroleum. I still think that it's a good space. Right now, though, it's getting beat up. Now, let me tell you why I still think that it's still a good play. The demand is high. And I saw today that the president wrote a letter to all of the major oil companies and said, you need to bring your prices down. Interesting. We do know that we live in a society that's called capitalism, right? And when demand goes up, or where there's a lot of demand in a capitalistic society, you can charge more prices, right? Now, a lot of people will say that they are price gouging. Look at it this way. All right, look at it this way. If you guys had a business, and I'm thinking a lot of you own your own businesses, when the demand is high, do you not raise your prices on the stock? You're trying to make money for your company, right? And a lot of you say, no, I keep my prices the same. Well, if that's the case, are you doing the right thing to grow your business? But just my opinion. I'm a DJ. I have my own business. And you know something? When people are asking me right now, hey, what's your quote to do this wedding? Do you not think that I'm increasing my prices specifically because of gas prices? You're darn right I am. I can't eat that. All right. And you know something? If I get to a point where everybody and their mother wants me to DJ their wedding, what am I going to do? Raise my prices. I'm not gouging. If the demand is there, then that means that people want you and people are going to be willing to pay more for your services. So I look at it from that perspective. I look at it from that perspective of that people are going to charge prices commensurate to demand. All right. All right, hold on before I do that. John says Biden is going to war with the oil companies. Listen, I'm not getting into that. Kirby, who's in the coffee business, says coffee is going up weekly. All right. Roger says those who blame oil companies for prices aren't doing their homework. The sector earnings yield is only 6%, far lower than most. Glenn, what would you be focused on right now in anticipation of the market rebound? Ooh, is the tech sector something to look at? Now, you know what kind of stocks you're going to find in the tech sector? You're going to find a lot of growth stocks in the tech sector. If I'm looking just as the OBS studio disconnected, is it reconnecting now? Okay. Sorry.
No data broadcasting.
All right. Whatever's going on in the background, Joey is fixing it. Whatever's going on in the background. Sorry about that. So I am a big fan of when the markets are healthy, when the markets are moving up, tech stocks tend to go up. All right. Tech stocks tend to go up. And so I would keep my eyes there, but I got nothing letting me know that it's there yet. All right. So let's keep it moving. Everything is down. Do I want to call it blood in the streets? I guess I could be calling it blood in the streets, but the market's definitely taking on the trend today. The largest U.S. refiner and sixth largest in the world is owned by Saudi Arabia, not Exxon, not Chevron, the Motiva plant in Port Arthur, Texas. Listen, I don't care who owns it. I just need the oil to start to come to the folks so that we can get some reprieve. And I guess I sound so just flashing by that, whether it's Saudi, listen, I just want the oil to flow so that we can get some reprieve at the tank, at the gas pump. I went and put 14 gallons, 13.8, about 14 gallons worth of premium in my Passat today, $73. $73. That's a lot of money to be putting in as far as gas. So NRGD up 19% today so far and still climbing. I got you, Kirby. So like I said, we're going to talk about that. All right. So that's my little take on what's going on in the market right now. I think that yesterday, after the Fed raised 75 basis points, I got no explanation of why the market went up yesterday. I got nothing. I feel like Whitney Houston. I got nothing. And then today, after the dust settles, real money says, yeah, that's not good. What did I say they needed to raise their rates by? What did I say? And type it in the room. Yeah, Glenn got frozen for a second, Monica, and then I'm all good. What did I say? What would I like to see as far as a Fed rate hike? Anybody remember what I said? Kirby says triple witching Friday this week. Anybody know 100 basis points? That's what I think we need. All right. They got closer to it. They got 75. Now, I think that today's reaction to the market sort of feels like a gut punch because I'm not sure how many people were really expecting a 75 basis points. I think that most people felt that he was going to stick to the plan of 50 basis points. And it goes to show that he is definitely in tune with, I got to do something about this inflation. As a matter of fact, let's get into my stories. Dang it. And it starts from here. And this was interesting. And I got no explanation for this. Stocks jump after Powell signals Fed will stay tough on inflation. Dow snaps a 5-day slide. The market took off yesterday after that. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not good news. That's bad news. Now, next story. Powell says the Fed could hike rates by 75 basis points again in July. Now, this is out there on the forefront. Instead of saying he was going to stick to the plan, this takes away any ambiguity. And I think that I don't know if the market priced in a 75 basis point, and now they're responding. All right. The news is not good. Inflation is still an issue. Recession fears are still on the table. And so there's no news for, the person that asked about, when the market rebounds. I got nothing yet. I got no new news. I feel like Gary Good News, where no news is good news. You guys remember Gary Gnu? That was a long time ago. And as I look at this, there's no good news. 75, 150 instead of 100. Wow, I don't think he goes 150. Now, a lot of people say, well, if he puts us at 100 basis points, we're going to go into a recession. I think a recession is going to happen regardless. Now, the whole idea is it going to be a mild recession or a deep recession? That's the question. I don't think we ask the question anymore of if there's going to be a recession. I think a recession is going to happen, but is it going to be a deep or a mild recession? John says, Glenn, the end of 2018, wasn't it the Fed that caused the sell-off? We sold off the buy-to-sell ratio. And the Fed did cause it. All right. And Patrick brought to my attention not too long ago, he says, every recession we had was caused by the Fed. Well, it's monetary policy that affects what goes on as far as recession or non-recession. All right. So I got another story. A shallow recession is on the way. So here's something coming from CNBC that says a shallow recession on the way, and strategists warns here how it could play out. So it all depends on what camp you're in. The Fed Wednesday announced a 75 basis point hike to interest rates, the largest since 1994. That's big. But even with that, we're still at historically low rates. A shallow recession in the U.S. is a virtual certainty in the third quarter, according to Michael Yashikama. Oh, I said that. Founder and CEO of Destination Wealth Management. I think a lot of things are going to happen in the third quarter. One, I think that companies will feel the effects of the raising of the interest rates, and I'm starting to think that more companies will miss earnings in the third and fourth quarter to go along with that recession. I think that by the end of this month, when the GDP report comes out, if it's negative, the textbook explanation or the textbook definition of recession will be in play. I still think the midterms will soften the recession. Both sides benefit from shallower recession. I don't disagree with that. But does it now? This is a question. You know me, I don't like to do politics. But is inflation out of control enough that no matter what's going on from a political standpoint, the Fed doesn't have a choice? Type of one, if you think that the midterm elections will play a role in inflation. Type of two, if you think it's out of control. Type of two, if you think it's out of control. I'm just curious. And I hear that a lot, and I don't disagree with it, that the midterm elections probably will play a role, but to what degree? All right, what can the Fed do besides raising interest rates? Or what do? Do they cut back on the interest rates? Should they now raise to 75 basis points? Should they go down to 50? Do they go back down to 50? If he's going to be more hawkish, then he's going to raise it again back to at least 75 basis points. That's not good for the market. I don't think that the market's going to like that. So it's going to be very interesting. And I'm with Jeff. Midterms can't fix inflation. I'm a big fan. I don't think so. Florida Keys, vacation, Fed tools are limited. All they really have is the interest rates. Now, same thing I did on Patrick. I did Patrick's live stream today. By the way, if you're liking what you're seeing right here, I want everybody to take a minute right now, share this live stream. Share this live stream, because I think that it's important that people know what's really going on in the market and how to best take advantage of it. Whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, I want everybody right now. I need to have more people in the room. I want everybody right now to share this link on your social circles. Share this link on your social circles, please. All right. Hyperinflation is already here. I did a video, Dan, on the difference between inflation, disinflation, stagflation, recession. Go check that video out on our YouTube channel. And I think we're getting into stagflation right now. Shallow recession is highly unlikely. Randy, I agree with you. Huh? What did you say? Huh? What about Todd? Was he supposed to be here today? I think it's Monday. I think it is. Something like that. All right, I think it is. I'll talk about him today, though. All right. Fed. It says Fed. When all you have is a hammer, everything becomes a nail. We need to fix inflation. Feds can only tighten borrowing, but we're gonna do what we want to do no matter what. So now let's talk about that. How's another way to affect inflation without the Fed? Because we can do it. Well, we will do it. And I'll tell you how. When it gets to a point where gas is so outpriced that you get fed up of trying to fill up your car and keep it filled up, what are you going to start to do? You're going to start staying home. As more and more people start staying home, oil demand goes down. Same thing that happened during COVID, right? People stayed home. The demand dried up. Oil went down. All right, that's what happened. Oil went. Now, there's a second part of that. We were drilling as well. And everybody talks about the XL pipeline. you guys do realize that it ain't there. Even though they had the people to build it, it was still being built. It wasn't being used yet. The XL pipeline was not being used. And everybody says, oh, no, the XL pipeline wasn't being used. Now, we shut down the continuation of building it. Totally understand that. But everybody says, well, we're pumping in a lot of oil out of Alaska. We could be pumping in a lot more out of Alaska. We're getting oil from Canada, blah, 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 blah. When it comes down to bringing oil down, we can do it. We will do it, and we will do it by way of saying, that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. And people will start having to work from home because a lot of people still work or live a little ways away from working. All right. And I think that's one way to get oil prices down. And another way to get the oil prices down is to drill a little bit more than what we're doing. All right. You got to drill a little bit more of what you're doing. And and demand must back off. All right. And the only way for the demand to back off is for people to stop buying gas. Now, I'm not making it so that I'm going to tell everybody, hey, everybody, go stop buying gas. No, you need to do the darn thing, and you got to get to and from work and all that kind of stuff. I'm just putting this out there. With the shutdown of the XL pipeline, it also cut expansion of investing in more supplies. So yes, and again, the pipeline wasn't built. A lot of people says it wasn't built, but it was in the process of being built to be able to outlay a lot more oil. Totally understand that. Totally understand that. All right, so we can affect the price of oil in and of itself with us. All right. Jobless claims total higher than expected, 229,000 last week. That's another whole issue. Companies are looking for people. There's a lot of jobs out there, but a lot of jobs that people don't want because they're in the service sector. Everyone stay home for 2 weeks and flatten the curve, says Mark. We might be able to, if we all did that, if VV Nation did that, I'm not trying to start no stuff because somebody's going to come after me and be like, you're inciting some, no, Mark, I'm not getting into that. I am so not getting into that.
That is funny though.
No, it's not that funny. I'm not getting into that. It'll be on the news. And next in the news, we've got a company in North Carolina that's slowing down people going to get gas, and gas prices are going down. Hey Joe, where you at? Hey Glenn, I'm at VectorVest, and nah, I'm not trying to get into that. I'm sure not trying to get into that. All right. What else is happening? Well, with interest rates going up, mortgage interest rates jumped to the highest level since 2008. That's since the housing bubble, folks. The average interest rate on most popular homes climbed to its highest level since 2008. Applications were down more than 15% from last year. That's middle America again, middle class. A lot of people ain't going to buy homes. That's going to not be good for the economy as well. I don't think we get into a bubble, but I think that the housing market gets hit. The housing market gets hit. John says, I agree with you, Joey. That was funny. Clearly it works flawlessly, flattening out the curve. No, it doesn't. Shocker. Rising interest rates slow business growth and nearly always leads employers to lay off employees. Yeah, that's if we get into a recession. Then that'll come up and say, well, we got a recession and a lot of people will get laid off. Yep. But it's interesting that a lot of people may get laid off, but there's a lot of service jobs that are out there that people are not going after. Now, when all of this goes down and people not going to the gas pumps, if it gets down to that, people are not going to go out as much. What's going to happen to restaurants? All right, what's going to happen to restaurants? What's going to happen to businesses? Looking at going to get a summer wardrobe from Amazon or from Walmart, are you going to do that? Gas is too high. So in essence, as retailers, as investors in the market, as people, as Americans, we can totally affect inflation. If people just don't buy because they can't buy, it's not that they're actively going out to hurt anybody, but if they don't buy because it becomes too expensive to buy, demand's going to go down. All right. Roy says, my last home loan was 9%. That's high. Revlon already in bankruptcy. I'm going to probably say I'm going to see a lot of that going into third and fourth quarter. A lot of companies are going to start looking at that, as well as missing earnings. So are we in, and again, you put all of that together, I don't think that we're in a good space for a mild recession. I just don't think we're in a good space for a mild recession, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's go take a look at my stocks for looking at the market. Here's my watch list today. All right, here's my watch list today. I'm going to look at the SPY and the VVC. Out of 16 stocks, where do they sit? Right at the bottom. Right at the bottom. There are 1,000 of oil wells that were capped when prices were low because they had become unprofitable. Well, I'm sure we can uncap those wells there, Harry. We're in a session already. Uncle Sugar is always late to make announcements. Pricing action across the markets already tell us we're in a recession. All right, and I won't disagree with you, Randy, but I'm looking for the textbook definition of it, and that hasn't happened yet. We all know we're gonna. And as a matter of fact, talking about from a recession standpoint, let's view the stock graph of these two. Put this. How did that get to there? Why am I on use extended hours? All right, let's go back to VVC. View the stock graph. Let's go put this on a 6-month graph. I'm normally look at a 3-month graph. There it is. We had a little bit, that was on the spiders. We had a little bit of a wedge going on. Boom. We broke to the bottom of that wedge. That's a consolidation pattern. And there we go. Now, Alpha Omega says major layoffs may be looming. If we get to a recession and people start missing earnings and they're not able to make money, that may just happen. That just may happen. Hiccups in your streaming. Call the IT guys again. Joey's working on it. Joey's working on it. All right. I don't know it. And you know something, when it's like that, it's the internet of some sort. All right. Joey, you there?
Yeah, everything's good on my side.
Okay. All right. I'm watching it over here. And I watch it when it goes boom. All right. Again, Joey's working on it. But there's your audio dropped out as soon as you said, as a matter of fact. You're back now. As a matter of fact, I don't know what I said after that. What did I say? I don't remember. All right. But the spiders broke through that wedge, and the VectorVest composite also broke through that wedge. Both of those are showing me that the market has got more bearish tendencies. Where's the bottom? Right now, I don't know. Put this on a 1-year graph. Put this on a 5-year graph. This is what I'm nervous about. What happens if we go back down to COVID lows? All right, so let me ask this question. How many of you feel that we have a probability of going down to COVID lows? Type of 1. If you don't think we're going to go down to COVID lows, type of 2. All right, here it is. COVID lows sitting at 33.61 on the composite. All right, about $20 off. How many of you feel that we have the propensity to get down to COVID lows by way of the VectorVest composite? Let me go back to the S&P and let me draw a line here too, which would be about 220 on the S&P. I want everybody to answer, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. How many of you feel that we have the propensity to get down to COVID lows? And if we do, that ain't a mild recession, folks. That, and for anybody out there who's saying that, oh yeah, that's not a mild recession. All right. Fireblazer says recession is worse than COVID. COVID was a pandemic now. All right. COVID was a pandemic. I don't know. So if the company wasn't going to work over the well back when prices were 110, why, from a common sense view, would anyone rework the well at double the interest rate now that it's in June? And a lot of people feel that the oil companies could be doing more, but it's not advantageous for them to drill. It's not with the interest, with the inflation, it's not advantageous for them to drill. Now this is interesting. If we have a black swan event, the feds will jump back in doing quantitative easing. What's the black swan event? All right, that's interesting. What would be the black swan event? There's only one black swan event that I can see happening. Anybody anybody know what only one black swan event could be? There's only one. There's two. There's two. What's the two that you think that I'm thinking about? No, it's not a one or a two. Banks two. No. What do you think it would be a black swan event? There's two of them that are expansion of the European war. I don't know about expansion. Russia dropping bombs could be bad. I agree with that. Well, black swans are by nature unpredictable. Otherwise, it's not a black swan. I got you. All right. How about this as far as two major events that could trigger us to go to the upside? One, we decide to drill. But then that goes back to Ninja's question. Why would we drill if inflation is high? Number two, that Russia pulled out of Ukraine. That would be huge. That would be huge. World War III wouldn't be good. World War III wouldn't be good. Somebody says China going to war. Man, I don't know. All this war stuff, the war stuff does bring some profitability and some camaraderie to the country, doesn't it? Every major world war there has been, our countries come together and we've come out of it flying through it with coming through with flying colors. I don't know. All right. So those are the two indices that I look at. Both of them were in a consolidation and they both have broken down to the downside. I got no good news to tell you to push the market higher, at least not for the long term. All right. Election surprise? I don't know. Nuclear war? That's bad. That's not good for anybody. That's no black swan event that's going to make this all better. I don't think that this. And Vrej, as far as earnings, I foresee earnings for the next 2 quarters to progressively go down. With the rising of the interest rates, with the inflation, I'm thinking it's going to be the third quarter and fourth quarter where earnings, companies' earnings are going to start missing bigly. All right, missing bigly. All right. I'm with Ted. What did Ted say? Ted says more debt. Oh gosh, no. That could be a different COVID variant. All right. Let's get back into the news. So now my next news story is going to be, let me take that off. It's going to be on oil. Here we go. Oil prices fall after U.S. rate hike, but tight supply limits losses. You see that? Tight supply limits losses. Because the demand is so high, even the pullback is going to be limited as far as a pullback. I think that it's inevitable. Oil stocks, no matter what stocks it is, stocks can't go up forever. Oil's been making a killing. Oil stocks have been making a killing. Are you referring to a black swan event as being good? It could be either or. I think, but I could be wrong. I could be. So if you're saying that the black swan event is always a bad thing, then okay, then all of the things that you're saying are right. All right. It could be black swans. But a black swan event being a bad thing, I don't think that that's a good thing for the market. And my idea was what events that could be good news could affect the market to the upside. What about all the credit card debt? Oh, that's going to be huge too. Why? Because people are going to have to make a decision between paying back on credit cards because they can't keep paychecks. The paychecks are all being used to pay the bills. So what do you do to get some food or to survive? Use your credit cards. And I think we're going to get into a big credit card default and going into next year, or possibly going by the end of this year, because people have to make a decision. Do I pay back my credit card or do I eat? And I think I think credit card debt is going to be an issue because people are breaking those out. Here's another story. BP Occidental Petroleum fall despite steady oil prices. All right, this is another story. I still think that oil is the right place to be. But if you were in oil and it pulled back and it pulled out and you got out, that's fine. I think it's setting up again for another move. Mark says, a black swan event, a phrase commonly used in the world of finance. It's an extremely negative event or occurrence that is impossibly difficult to predict. All right, so a lot of the things that you gave me as black swan events are not, well, I'll leave that alone. Thank you for that, Mark. Thank you for that. All right. Remember, I'm not an economist, folks. I am a guy that talks to you and tries to put things into a good perspective. So now I know that, and thank you for that, Mark. I do appreciate it. Fed data already showing rising credit indebtedness. Very bad. I don't disagree with that. That's a bad thing. All right. And I got one more story. ExxonMobil stock, Wall Street sees further upside. I still, and all of these stories stem from the idea that the demand is high and the supply is sparse. All right. So yes, oil is taking a hit, but I still think it's the right place to be. Where's my oil stocks? Occidental Petroleum, BP. These are the stories that we just saw, and ExxonMobil. Look at that, where they sit pretty much in the middle of the list. All my oil stocks are down today, but look at these. All of them have great upside potential. 2 out of the 3 have relative safeties above 1. And look at this. Only 1 has an RT above 1. That's ExxonMobil. And the other 2 have fallen back enough that they're no longer in an uptrend. I'm going to add another stock in here, especially a stock. I'm going to throw San Juan Basin in here. Let's go see where it says. There it is. San Juan. Look at it. They all are together. And San Juan Basin is down. But look at that. It's got the highest RV above all of these stocks. A couple of these stocks are now sell recommendations to include San Juan Basin. Let's go view the stock graph. And because, again, I still think that the supply issue is an issue. Let me put on my graph layout. Where is it, Glenn? I'm going to put on another one. Put on my tech one. Oh, I don't want the tech one. I'm going to put on long term. All right, looking at a 20-day exponential moving average. Look at the earnings per share on San Juan. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. I agree with credit card debt. People who have them just had another 75 points added to their interest rates that they'll have to pay. It's going to be an interesting thing. You know something? As all of this was coming on, I paid off all my credit cards. I got 1 open credit card that's got a balance on it. I did that on purpose. So that when the rates go up and you have to pay on those credit cards, that you don't get all screwed up. I got 1 open credit card that has a balance, and that's fine. All right. But look at the earnings per share. I still think that oil is a good place to be. Look at the earnings per share. ExxonMobil, currently below the 20-day. No, I do not have CVE right now. Right now, I'm not in any oil stock right now. Occidental Petroleum, look at the earnings per share. These companies are making a lot of money. And thus the letter that came out by the president to say, stop gouging the American people. I don't think it's price gouging. All right. I really don't. It's part of being in a capitalistic society where if the demand is high, you can charge a higher price. All right. Nice to know what a black swan event means. That compares to stop, Bill. I'm not going to say that. All right. Front page of VectorVest. Wow, look at the amount of declines. Yikes. Yeah, I know. The market is what the market is. It ain't good. It ain't good. So there's my oil stocks. I still think that oil is the right place to be. I'd wait for a rebound. As a matter of fact, I'd look at the 3 and the 8s on these now. Look for a change of the 3 going above the 8 from a trade perspective. But they were rocking and rolling. A lot of people made money on oil stocks. I was one of them. I made a lot of money on this stock right here. I made a lot of money on this stock. And what I'm looking for now is to see if it's going to get and find the bottom and watch that 3.8. All right, let's get back to my stories. Next story. Oh, let me do it this way. Next story. Where do you think a good place to have your money is right now? Type it in the room. Where do you think is a good place to have your money right now? Type it in the room. I want to hear what you guys want to say. Where do you think is a good place to have your money? All right. Banks. All right. Patrick I did it for him on banks today. Gold. Ooh, I'm interested. I'm not sure about gold yet. Did anyone else notice that when interest rates dropped so far, credit card interest did not? Yeah, I do remember that, Roger. Uncle Sugar with 30 ton of Lamar, gold under my bed. That's what I was looking for right there, what Lee said. All right, people talking about gold and silver. We're going to talk about that real quick. All right, so before we do that, let's do this. Let's go graphs. I want to do a sector graph on mining. Actually, I want to do a industry graph on mining gold and silver. All right. So a lot of people typed in gold, mining gold and silver. Let's go look at the graph of it. Let's go put this on the 3-month graph. You guys, now look at that. You guys ready to go buy gold yet? Type a yes or no in the room. All right. You guys ready to go buy gold yet? And I say this because I hear a lot of people. I see a lot of people say, yeah, gold is the place to be. Yeah, I don't quite think so yet, folks. I'm just looking at the industry. I'm looking at the industry, and I hear that a lot. And I'm like, yeah, my thing is, I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Look at this. We are sitting at a level of support on the industry, sitting at $4.63 on the industry. Look at that bounce there, bounce here. I do like that. And you know what this could be? Oh, this could be interesting. This could be a falling flag, something like that. This could be the flagpole. All right. I'm thinking that when gold does rebound, it's got a good way to go up. I'm just not ready for it yet. Does anybody else see that pattern besides me? And if you're going to look at gold, I'm going to see if it could break out below this trend line. It's got to break up above that trend line. You would think gold would have moved already since inflation is so high. You know something? Ascending. Is that an ascending triangle? I wish Jerry was here. Jerry would let me know. Jerry would let me know. A falling wedge, dollar too high valued right now. I'm not a fan of gold just like yet, but if I'm looking at it from a technical perspective, it could, as long as it breaks above and keeps on going up. Now, let's go back to here. My place I'm going to tell you to be in is going to probably be Contras. All right. Big movers today. SOXS, that's on the tech side. That's on the drug biomedical. All of them up double digits today. I don't think that that's not a bad place to be, except for if you're going to play them, be careful when you play the triple leverage like this. Be careful playing those because you got to know when to get in and get out. Look at that move. Look at SOXS. Nice big move today. Let's go look at FNGD. Not nearly as big, but bouncing off support. The 3 and 8 are still on good volume. And then the last one, LABD. Watch the wicks on the top of this. If I'm looking at any of this, I'm looking at SOXS. Let's go look at the SQQQ. It's probably another place to be. Look at that. Nice move on that as well. But keep in mind, all it takes is one good up day. These get killed. One good up day. These get killed. So just keep that in mind. All right. So now I'll go to my next story. That was a section of stocks that I didn't have a story for. There's a section of stocks that I didn't have a story for. Banks is my next story. Barclays, an inflationary beneficiary. Normally, when interest rates go up, banks pick up the ability to charge or to pick up more money on loans. Barclays benefits from an inflationary environment, strong tailwinds in trading income, higher rates, and nominal GDP. The credit risks are valid but mitigated by conservative provisioning. It trades close to 50 cents to $1, and investors should look through a macro noise. I thought that as soon as they started raising interest rates, that banks were going to start to take off, but they never did. They never did. Let's go take a look at my bank stocks. There's Bank of America, Barclays, JPM, JP Morgan, and Citigroup. Where's Citigroup? Look at that. 3 out of the 4 sell recommendations. All right. All of them have RVs above 1, and a couple of them have relative safeties above 1. What's hurting all of them? Relative timings are all below. Banks are leading us lower. I still think, let's go to view the stock graph. Let's go to a 3-month graph. Whew. I'm thinking they're setting up though. What's that? What's this candlestick pattern almost like right there? Anybody? What's that candlestick pattern called? It's not a perfect one, but what's that called? Somebody in the room knows that. Again, it's not a perfect one, but for the most part, what is that? It could be a reversal. Could be. BSR too low for indices, too far. It's a hammer. Eric says BSR too low and indices too far below 40-day moving average for new contra positions. Waiting for pop to get short. Listen, and I'm normally with you. I'm talking about downside risk outweighs upside potential. I don't know what upside potential I got right now, Eric. That's the problem. I don't know what upside potential I got right now. That's the problem. And that was a second ago more of a hammer formation. Let's go see what the next stock. That's Bank of America. That's a doji. That's on Barclays. That's a doji cross, but the 3 and the 8 still negative. I've got a level of support that it could bounce off of at $7.46. That's not quite a hammer, but finding a session, that's a 3-month low on JP Morgan. The 3 and the 8 just getting farther and farther apart. And Citigroup. I can sort of kind of be a little optimistic right here and go, woo-wee, look at that uptrend. It's not really an uptrend. It just looks like it. Looks like higher lows. Right, but it's a short amount of time period. It's a very short amount of time period. But it could be the start of something, right? Could be the start of something. All right. All I'm telling you is keep your eyes on. Just keep your eyes on. Lower highs and lower lows. And if it's lower highs and lower lows, it's just going down. Oh, you talking about the other graph that I was looking at? All right. Bank stocks. Let's go to graphs again. Let's go industry. Bank. What do I have? Bank. Let's go bank multi-regional. There they are. That is the graph of the bank multi-regional industry. Ooh-wee, that's a downtrend. But with interest rates going up, banks could be a beneficiary. Keep your eyes on them. I need to find some bacon stocks. Bacon is recession proof. I'm with you. Ooh-wee. I'm so with you. All right. Let's go back to my stories. Now, my next stories, you know something, are just on stocks. And these are my stocks of interest. These are stocks in the making news. Here's a stock that we found in the Jockey Club. Jay texted me and let me know he made some money on this. But this is AUVI. Applied UV receives a patent from Hong Kong government. Broadens global IP estate for disinfection technology to control the spread of emerging pathogens. This is a mirror that has the ability to kill crap. All right. Applied UI announced the continued expansion of its intellectual property portfolio. We found this last week on the Jockey Club because a hotel in the United States gave them a PO to put these mirrors in the rooms. All right, so hey, there you go, Fabio. AUVI. I like this stock. I do like this stock. I like the potential. And if they keep getting contracts, not only in the United States, but across the globe, this may not be a bad play. So your other stocks, though, I have no idea on CMRX, and VLOM. All right, so that was one stock I want you to keep your eyes on. Fabio says he got it at $3.16 per share. I don't know which stock you're talking about. You gave me 3 stocks. Here's another stock, PBTS. 7.94 million PowerBridge Technology shares trade hands. Analysts gave PowerBridge stock a consensus recommendation of a buy. Calculated, blah, 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 blah. Another stock that's on the move. We'll go take a look at that in a second. Another stock that's on the move. Advent Technologies received notification of €782 funding from the Greek state IPCE. Now, what is the IPCE? The IPCE, important projects of common European interest. And overall, this is the scope of Green Hippo. This is another green stock to innovatively manufacture fuel cell systems and electrolyzer systems. So we'll see about that. That's another stock. It's making news. Insidus Space is a teammate on NASA's $3.5 billion exploration extravehicular activity services. 4 stocks making news, and my job was to see if they are sustainable. All right, there's ADM, there's SIDU, where's the other ones? AUVI and PBTS. Those are stocks that are making news. Look at one of these is up over 181% today. SIDU is up over 50%. How about PBTS is up over 20%? AUVI, this is the one that I like the most. And most of these are all speculative plays. Relative values and relative safeties on all 4 of them are below 1. But look at this. RTs, these stocks are moving. These stocks are moving. One buy recommendation, that's ADM. 1, 2, 3 hold recommendations. Let's go to, and they're all, for the most part, lower dollar stocks too. All right, so these are lower dollar stocks making the news and making moves. From a day trading perspective, ADN gapped up and still making money today. Let's go look at these all on it. This one, SIDU, made its money pretty much at the open, hasn't been able to break through that level of resistance intraday. AUVI, I think they're getting a bad rep right now. Gapped up, pulled back, still not above the gap down, the gap up line. I still think that what they do, this company to me has the biggest potential to go higher. And the last one, PBTS, that just looked like poop. That poop right there. It went up and then it went pew, fall down. But it's news driven. Now let's go put all of these on a 3-month graph. PBTS, previous news, stocks price rolled up. Look at the big wick on today's candle. AUVI, we found this story last week when they got their order with a U.S. hotel. Still moving up. What else? Let's go higher. SIDU, that's all news driven. And the last one, ADN, is all news driven. All right, so all I'm telling in regards to these stocks, news, some of these have gone up. What's the word I'm looking for? Not astronomical. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for, Mark? Sigh. What's the word I'm looking for? Parabolic. You guys took forever to give me the word. I was missing the word. Y'all took too long to give me the word. Parabolic. Watched some of these in the parabolic, but they all made news, at least for me to take a look at. All right. At least for me to look at. AUVI. I like what they're all about. But look at that. That's a shooting star if I ever saw one. No follow through. The 3 and the 8 still good. I'd like to see more volume. And that's tough. That's a very volatile stock. Parabolicosity. There you go, John. Parabolicosity. Parabolicosity. All right. Tell you what I'm finna do. I'm about done. But I am going to look at a couple of stocks today. All right. IMPP, CMRX, VLON. What other stocks are you looking at? All right, I'm going to only take about 10 stocks. So the first stocks to come up, I'm looking for Facebook people too. I'm looking for my Facebook people. You guys have been quiet today. All right, if not, I don't do this very often. So going once, going twice, 3 times a lady. All right. Gave you guys an opportunity today to look at some of your stocks. Let's go to 3 months. Nope. Stay away from parabolic stocks. I agree. Stay away from parabolic stocks. All right. Let's go look at IMPP. There's too many other there's too many other oil stocks to take a look at. I know it's cheap, but it's cheap for a reason. What's the earnings? Earnings per share negative, earnings growth 12%, RT. This is bad for a reason. There's too many other oil stocks to play. That's all I got to say about this. That's all I got to say about that. Let's go to the next one, CMRX, drug biomedical. Unless they got some news in the pipeline, I would stay away. I don't know what the news is on this, if there's any. CMRX, 6 hours. Insiders who bought the stock earlier this year, drops to US. I don't know. May have disappointed. I don't know. Does it have anything to do with monkeypox? I don't know. I'm not feeling that unless they got some new drug in the pipeline. I'm not feeling that. All right. Next one, same thing. Did I not look at that? I didn't. That's not, unless they got something in the pipeline too. These drug stocks, that's why LABD is doing well, because a lot of these drug stocks are poop. That's 3 months ago. Last month, registered direct. Yeah, none of these stocks, unless they got something that I don't know about, I'm not feeling them. Goro, mining gold, silver, a little bit of a channel. And the cool thing about this is the 3 is above the 8, but it is sitting in a channel right now. I'd wait to see if it could break out. I'm not a big fan of gold. I showed you what the gold mining silver equity curve looked like. I'm not feeling gold yet. All right, Joey, put me on my regular dealie. There you go. I'm done. Still sitting at about 3 o'clock, right in line. And I looked at some of your stocks. It wasn't a lot that I could bring to the plate today, going through the process of what I normally do for Trending Thursday. Not a lot trending up. That's why Contras play a role. That's why banks play a role. That's why oil stocks play a role. I think that you wait on the bank stocks. All right. I still think that oil is just taking a reprieve. Oil stocks is still a good place to be because the demand is there. Don't forget, we got a Financial Freedom Summit next week. Next Friday, I'll be hosting that. We got a 1-day summit. Let me see. Go to www.vectorvest.com. I need you guys to do this now. Go to www.vectorvest.com/summit. Let's go see if that works. Nope. Well, it would be nice if. No, I need to type it. I know what you're doing. I need to type it in, Joey. I want to type it in. www.vector. There we go. .com/summit. There you go. I wanted to type it because I wanted you to see that you can type it and get there. I need everybody in this room to go to www.vectorvest.com/summit and register. Register for the summit. It's next Friday from 9:45 to 4. Again, I will be hosting it. You're going to learn a lot about what's going on in the market. Here's the agenda. I'm welcoming you for like 15 minutes. I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to do magic. And I'm going to make Joey come on camera. All right? That's all in 15 minutes. And then we got Todd, Jim, Dr. David Paul, Stan, Jerry, Stephen, insights from, we got somebody else coming in, insights from advanced data. Wow. And Ron Wheeler. Great talk show again. There you go. That's what it is. So I need everybody from Trending Thursday to support the summit for next week. www.vectorvest.com/summit. You did well considering the crap storm we're living through right now, Glenn, listen, my job is to just educate you and just work with you. I don't want nobody to give up. I hear that a lot. Thank you, Crick. Crick says done. Thank you very much for that, Crick. I got an email from somebody, or it was a Twitter, saying, I'm thinking about giving up in the market. And listen, I don't want anybody. Florida Vacation Rentals says all sign up for the summit. Excellent. I don't want anybody to go outside of their comfort level in investing in the market. If you feel the market is too much of a drag on you right now, then maybe you do get out. But I think that with the right trading plan, you're going to be fine. And something, cash is a position. I think people forget that. I think that people think that they have to be in the market, whether they're playing it to the upside or playing it to the downside. Cash is a position. Don't be afraid of that. And if it gets to a point that you need to be in cash, especially when the Fed said I'm going to raise 50 basis points and then he goes to 75 and then the market responds, and maybe you're not able to respond as fast as you like because of the volatility, you gotta stay the course. And cash is a position, folks. It really, really is. Monica says, signed up too. Thanks for the reminder for the summit. Thank you for that, Monica. I appreciate that. John says, I'm in cash and BSR is too low for me to be shorting. I'm not saying the short, but something, if you're a little bit more aggressive on the down days, play those contras. But just be aware, you got to be nimble. You might want to get out before the end of the day or get out early the next day if the market goes up. All right, so just keep that. Energy says got to work on Friday. Go with cash and sell paycheck bear call spreads. That's another. You want to learn how to make money no matter what the market is doing. Learn to play options, folks. Learn to play options. Randy says learning and understanding trading in up and down markets is very important and profitable. There you are. All right, so that is all I got for Trending Thursday today. Everybody keep your heads up. Stay focused. Don't listen to the talking heads. This is your money. Nobody trades your money better than you do. My job is not to tell you how to trade your money, but I will tell you that VectorVest does the work and you reap the rewards. That's what it's all about. But you got to stick to your plan. That's what it all comes down to. It's got to stick to the plan. With that, folks, don't drive and stay home. John says, don't forget, I like that. And it's going to start with me. I'm going to be on Fox News and it's going to say, there's been a movement for people to bring the gas prices down. They're not driving. They're driving. And then it's going to all come back to me. It's going to all come back to me. And I'm going to be in such big trouble. It's going to be y'all's fault. And Joey's going to be like, I don't know who he is. And Joey's going to throw me so far under the bus. So Joey Rodriguez, I hear you work very closely to Glenn. You be like, no habla inglés. I be like, dang, Joey, dang. All right, with that, folks, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia. Salam, shalom, namaste. Yasu. Until next time, folks, see ya.